Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode numero 12 of the Children of Film podcast. I am your host with the most, Jaren, and with me is my host with the second most, but not quite the most as me, Jacob. Introduce yourself, mate.
Omar, you speak third best Italian, so you can come with us. I don't speak any Italian. That's why I said third best. Is that like the same concept of me being second best?
Exactly. And then, it turns out 15 minutes later, I actually am the worst and you are the best. So, it's a joke set up for...
Gorlami.
Gorlami. Buongiorno. All right, Glorious Bastards.
Arrivederci. He doesn't even try to have an accent.
He does. And bonjour, isn't that French? Okay.
I think so. I don't know.
It's just bonjour with no at the end. He doesn't even put his fingers up.
He speaks like a fucking Texas man.
Bonjour.
Arrivederci.
All right, let's do this. We're the Children of Film podcast number 12. We're gonna slide into our podcast nice and smoothly with a diary display. We're back to regular format after so much weeks of talking about one release the whole episode and then doing 2016 movies. We're back to our regular format, 2017. Here we go, Jacob. Do you want to start with your film diary?
Yeah, it's like we're up past the halfway point in March, and it feels like 2017 is finally beginning.
It's finally, after a quarter away into the year, it's finally starting.
Yep. So, we died. We're back to our diary display. We just talk about some of the shit we've been watching in the past week.
I think we've always been doing diary display, Jacob.
Because we didn't do it last week.
Are you sure? I think we did.
No. It was our top 10 best movies of the year, Jaren.
Yep, my bad. I'll admit, we didn't even smooth transition. I hope it didn't hurt you guys. My bad. Our bad.
We didn't have time to. You can't do it all the time. But this is just us, stroking our egos,
I don't recall that.
Some opinions, maybe shout out some films, some gems we found. But I watched Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children on the recommendation of a friend, and I'm a fan of Eva Green, and she's barely in it.
Really? But she's Miss Peregrine.
Exactly. One, she doesn't even get naked, which was very disappointing for many reasons. But two, she was great in it. She was pretty good in it. The best part of the movie, and she's barely in it. Actress. She had maybe 20, 25 minutes of screen time. It was just about Asa Butterfield's character, but he was so boring. So maybe I could call him asshole Boringfield.
Lucky he didn't make Spider-Man.
I didn't really enjoy that movie. I watched the original RoboCop for the first time, enjoyed the shit out of it. It's so fucking violent, which is awesome. And I just love watching him run around taking down criminals and spouting one-liners. I wish the whole movie was just that.
Watch the second.
Rewatched 10 Cloverfield Lane for like the 5th time. Love that movie. I watched our film swap, which I won't talk about yet. And... we got 2 movies for our film swap this week each, but I watched the 1976 horror kind of docudrama, The Town That Dreaded Sundown, because my mum said it was a movie that scared her as a kid, and nothing scares her, and it was really shit. Brag. It was really dumb. It's like at times this serious serial killer movie, and the killer scenes are quite serious and everything like that, and then it turns into this slapstick comedy with these incompetent police officers trying to find him, and one of them's this real dumb cunt and doesn't know how to drive and everything, and it's all wacky music and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this movie? And there were tons of production errors and shit. You could see the hose making their fake rain. There were a couple times you could see the boom mic in a reflection or something. It was pretty bad. I watched Trainspotting for the first time in preparation of the second one. I don't know when I'm going to get to watch that, but I fucking loved it. The ending, so damn good. His ending monologue, choose life, and Ewan McGregor was fantastic in that. I enjoy movies about drug addicts, and this was a lot better than I expected it to be. I rewatched Kong Skull Island. I've seen that a couple times now. I may do a review for that at some point, but I will say I really, really enjoyed it.
Look out for that, coming on our channel.
I mean, I watched it twice. Of course, I at least liked it. But nothing much plays near me.
You didn't
so
like
I
it.
just go
That's
see
why you saw it
everything
twice.
multiple times. I watched the Key and Peele movie Keanu on Netflix. I've been meaning to get around to it since last year, and it was alright. It was actually kind of boring and not all that funny, but it did have a few big laugh out loud moments, and Key and Peele are just so charming and likable. Like, the movie's so dumb, but it's just like, it's aggressively likable, and you're just there. It's like, yeah, you know, I can watch these guys, they're fun, and the kitten is, you know, a cute kitten. I watched the 2017 Netflix movie, Deirdre and Laney Rob a Train. It wasn't that great. It wasn't terrible. It had more life in it than most other Netflix films. And it really did just feel like a sort of Disney Channel movie. It's very, very innocent and very safe. I watched the found footage horror kind of movie Creep, also on Netflix. Recommend it to you, Jaron, as I did earlier today, I think, or last night. But it's Netflix, and it's really short. It's only like an hour and 18 minutes or something. And that's
very short.
Yeah, it's by the Duplass brothers, who are known for all these sort of low budget movies, and it was really damn good. I won't give away too much about the plot, but Mark Duplass plays this guy, this sort of weird-ish guy, and he hires this videographer to film him for the day, and it just kind of gets creepier and creepier as the day goes on. I won't spoil where that one goes, but I rewatched Seven Psychopaths.
They did Safety Not Guaranteed,
eh? Sorry?
They did Safety Not Guaranteed, eh?
Mark Duplass is the guy in it. No, they
didn't. Mark Duplass is in it, though. Yeah.
Well, like, they write a lot of movies. They may have written it. I don't know.
Colin Trevorrow did it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he direct. They don't really direct. They just write a lot of these movies. Yeah. I think they directed some, like, Cyrus and shit. But they write a lot of these sorts of low-budget movies. And Mark Duplass is a fucking good actor. He's great in this. And he was also really good in Blue Jay, which is on Netflix, too. I rewatched Seven Psychopaths because I had an urge to. My Blu-ray player disc tray broke, and I wanted to watch it that bad. I paid like $4 to watch it on demand. I watched... Okay, here, we're about to lose some subscribers here. I watched the classic 1963 Fellini movie, 8.5. It was the first time I've ever watched a Fellini movie, and I really hated it. I want to... expose myself to more classics and stuff, and I do love a lot of them, but I could not get into this movie. There was no point where I cared. There was no point where I was interested. It was one of the most painful film-going experiences of my life. It did have great production, very well shot, very well lit, great music and stuff, but I did not care about any of the characters, and it kind of just felt like Fellini stroking his cock or his ego for 2 hours. And finally I rewatched The Departed because I just wanted something guaranteed to be good.
Alright, that's your week in
that's
film.
My Diary display. Don't unsubscribe because I didn't like 8.5, please.
Yeah, I will, well, I mean, we'll probably lose some more here because I watched The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. I've seen the first one, I haven't, and then I watched the second one, and yet to see Return of the King, because Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, I liked it, it was fine, it was pretty boring, it's just them walking most of the time. The last 40 minutes is just a fight scene, and it is spectacular, it is amazing. And everything with Gollum is really cool. It was entertaining, the character, all the production design's top notch. So's the editing and the characters. Everything's really great about it. It just kind of meandered for a long time. You could have cut 40 minutes off that 3-hour runtime. I watched Triple X Return of Xander Cage to kind of bump up my 2017 numbers. Did not like it.
I like that movie.
It was fun. I wanted dumb fun, and it was just dumb. It wasn't that fun for me. It was just kind of dumb. I watched
What I like is the movie kind of knows how dumb it is.
Yeah, sometimes. I watched Before I Fall in the cinema. I mainly just watched that because of the actress, though. She was in... you might have known her from last year's Everybody Wants Some. I really, really like her.
Did you not say her name because you don't know how to pronounce it?
Yeah, I'm trying. It's like Deutsch.
It's either Dutch. It's either Dutch or Deutsch or something.
It's Zoe Deutsch or something like that. Before I Fall. I did enjoy that. It was better than I thought it was going to be. And the ending is pretty ballsy. I really enjoyed it. I watched a film swap that I won't go into. I rewatched Looper for like the 5th time. It's in my top 50 of all time. One of my favourite sci-fi movies, which may come up later. And
great ending.
It's just amazing. And that is one of my favourite movie endings of all time. I don't know the monologue. It's like I saw.
It's something like a son angry at his mother or something.
It's like I saw. No. It's
then I saw.
I saw a man who would kill for his wife. I saw a woman who would die for her son.
Yeah.
And it was all. And he doesn't ever say loop, but he's like, it was all a circle. It all came to a close, so I decided to end it. It was really great. No spoilers at all. I watched Clinical, a Netflix movie. Ugh. That is a 2017, because it's got... Well, I didn't really want to watch it. I just watched it for my numbers again. And it was atrocious. It started out, the first half an hour was actually pretty promising and not too bad. I thought it'd be better than I was expecting. And then it just goes on and gets worse. And then it ends, and then it goes on for another 20 minutes and does something really dumb. And it's just really awful. There's no life in it. The acting is really bad. It's just kind of... It's painful. It's only 90 minutes and it felt like a 2.5 hour film because it's just painful to sit through. It's not interesting. I didn't care about the story. It kind of sets up this mystery, but it's not. You just don't care. I watched a classic for the first time, A Beautiful Mind, with Russell Crowe, and it was fantastic. It won Best Picture and Best Director, I believe, Ron Howard film. Really, really great. I really enjoyed it. The man is just amazing. I love Russell Crowe. He can't do any wrong. He's fantastic. I've accidentally gone on a Russell Crowe binge. I didn't even realise. Because then I watched LA Confidential for the first time. He does. And he does a lot of fighting in LA Confidential, which was fantastic. I heard he almost didn't... He initially turned down the role because he didn't think he could play a tough guy, which is hilarious now. But LA Confidential is so amazing. Kevin...
But he played a tough guy in Romper Stomper, which was like 5 years before it.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, he was kind of like a lot skinnier back then. I mean, he still wasn't that skinny. But Kevin Spacey is absolutely fantastic in LA Confidential. Guy Pearce is electric. Danny DeVito is really great. Russell Crowe may even be the best. Him and Kevin Spacey and Guy Pearce.
I just enjoy watching Danny DeVito because of how small he is.
Yeah, it's amazing. He's kind of halfway between a midget and a really small person. He's not quite a midget, but he's just really small.
He's smaller than a really small person.
It was fantastic. It was just absolutely amazing. Go back to Jersey, son. This is the city of angels, and you ain't got any wings. Soon. It is, you really have to see it, dude. It's on Netflix now. It's been on my list for a while, and I was like, yeah, I'll watch it, and I am so glad I did. It just, the more I think about it, the more I like it. I had watched another one of our film swaps. I rewatched The Jungle Book, because I got the steelbook for my birthday from my girlfriend. It's a gorgeous steelbook. And I liked it a lot more this time. I just sat back and tried to enjoy it, and because the first time I thought, it's a good movie, amazing visuals, amazing voice acting. I forgot to put some of those voice actors in my list that might have even made our awards. Like especially Idris Elba and Bill Murray, and I found a lot more heart in this film, honestly.
My main issue with it was that I didn't think it had much heart.
No, so did I, but when I rewatched it, when Mowgli's talking to his mum, when the mum defends him, when Baloo's like, oh, if anything happens to this kid, I'll never forgive myself, when he goes back and he decides to, I don't want to fight with fire, I don't want to be what they are making me to be. It's just, I found a lot more heart in it, I enjoyed it a lot more.
What they made you, Jaron.
Oh, don't, that's enough. Yesterday I watched the Disney classic for the first time, Pinocchio. It was really
While he was watching it, he kept sending me pictures like, look at this cunt smoking a pipe. This is a kid's movie. But like, it's just a pipe. It's not like he's blazing weed or something.
It was made out in 1939, and it was released in 1940. And he's just smoking a pipe the whole time, and he lights it. And Pinocchio smokes a cigar that he drags the whole thing, and then the guy pulls out a shotgun and he shoots at this. He hears a girl's voice, so he just shoots at it and destroys this bench with his shotgun. And then it turns out it's like a cricket. And he's like, "Oh, sorry about that." And I'm like, if that was a girl, you would have just blown it head off. It's amazing. And then there's a scene where the guy gets swallowed by a whale, and the whale eats his whole house or something, and he's chilling on the house fishing for the fish inside the whale's stomach. It's really weird.
I need to watch this movie.
And then today I went to the cinema and watched A Cure for Wellness. It hasn't got great reviews, but I love Dane DeHaan, and I went to go watch this movie, and I have to say I now love him less because he was not fantastic in this movie, and it's not a good movie in general. A Cure for Wellness, it's an absolute slog to get through. It was 2 hours and like 35 minutes. It was hard. I kept
I'm still
looking.
excited for it.
It was not good. There's some cringy dialogue and a mystery.
How's the cinematography though? Because it looks like it's really great in that regard.
Some of the cinematography is absolutely fantastic. The cinematography is gorgeous. It just looks like a really shitty David Fincher imitator tried to do a reimagining of Shutter Island, and it was bad.
You'll never get a worse David Fincher imitation than Girl on the Train.
Oh, never. No, it's not that. It's not Girl on the Train bad, but sorry if you like that film, but you're objectively wrong. All right, so let's get into this, Jacob. That's our diary display for the week. Let's jump into our movie news. Let's muff dive into this movie news. Jacob, Robert Downey Jr. has been cast as Dr. Dolittle. What do you make of that?
Do we need to dignify that with a discussion? Actually, I just the project's being put together, written and directed by Stephen Gaghan. Which what are you doing, man? You won an Oscar for Traffic back in the day. Why do we need this?
I just want to say, when I was a kid, every week they used to be like, oh yeah, you can go into Video Easy when the video store was still there and get a kids movie for $1 one a week, and I always saw the Dr. Dolittles there, and even as a child I did not dignify them with even a glance.
I don't think I've ever watched it either, but I'm surprised there's no outrage over them having a character who's originally played by a black man recasting him as a white man. I'm surprised there's no outrage over that.
Because he can just do the makeup and get an Oscar nomination for it, man. I know who I am.
If anyone
I'm a doctor,
is going to do blackface,
a black guy playing
Robert
another
Downey
guy.
Jr. is the man to do it. But no, I don't know about the original character, what they were, but I'm not saying it should be about race at all. I'm just surprised there's not an outrage. But
yeah. All right.
Although, really,
Jacob.
I don't think the original Dr. Dolittle has a dedicated enough fan base for there to be.
Oh no, I don't think anyone cares really. I mean, this could.
So, yeah,
if this movie is it will be better than all the other Dr. Dolittle.
So this is a movie that's happening.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Jacob. You have to kill one, and you have to watch only one for the rest of your life. The new Dr. Dolittle movie or the Emoji Movie. Go.
So kill one and watch one.
Yep.
Alright, I'm watching Dr. Dolittle. I can't watch the emoji.
You have to. You gotta. Alright, in other news, Henry Cavill has just joined Mission Impossible 6. And
some good news.
Is there any better news this week? I don't think so, because this is just amazing.
That's fucking awesome.
It seems Henry Cavill's just joining every spy franchise except James Bond. Because obviously that's too big a commitment since he's playing Superman.
The first time I'd ever really heard of Henry Cavill was Superman, and I watched Man of Steel. And I'm
same.
And since I didn't like the movie for a while, I was just kind of fuck this guy. But I really like Henry Cavill as an actor.
Have you seen Man? Yeah, Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Of course, I've seen it.
He's fantastic in it. He's amazing in it.
I love that
He's
film.
So damn good in Man from U.N.C.L.E. I'm
and
really
that's
excited
why
for this.
He would be my number one pick to play James Bond. I mean, it won't happen.
Oh yeah,
he would be.
I think he's a. You know
Bond.
what? I think he's a terrific choice for Superman if they could write him properly.
He is Superman. He is the perfect Superman. They just got to stop giving him awful scripts
because he knows how to be fun and upbeat. He did it in Man from U.N.C.L.E.
He's a funny fucker in real life too.
Yeah. Tom Cruise also on Mission Impossible 6 has said to be practicing his new big stunt for this film for a whole year. Jacob, what do you think it could be? The only thing I've heard, the rumbling of it, my friend joked about it, but I actually looked up and it's actually a rumbling, is that it could be one of those dives from space or something. I have no idea. That could be too big though. I don't know.
They're gonna
where do you go after that though? That's it.
Scale the tower.
Yeah, but that's it. Where do you go after? You got to do something that's really big, but you can top next time. I don't know.
He doesn't want to. The man wants to kill himself at this point. I just want to say, I hope Cavill's playing the villain because that would be fucking cool.
Oh, I think he'll play probably. I reckon they'll branch over and show maybe the England, an England or a UK side of MI6, and maybe he'll be MI6's the UK's Ethan Hunt.
I don't know. I think it'd be fun to see him play a villain.
Oh yeah, so do I. I'm just best probably. Okay, scenario.
We don't need any more
it'd be good to have
spies. We've got plenty.
I think this is actually if that's it, he'll actually be the first protagonist to be able to challenge Ethan Hunt physically, because all the other ones have just been henchman. What do you do this?
Now, Jaron.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill, Superman. Man of Steel. Matthew Vaughn is wanted for the Man of Steel 2.
That was an amazing segue. That was fantastic.
Thanks, man.
Anyway, Matthew Vaughn wanted for Man of Steel 2. You're too good for this, man. Honestly, Matthew Vaughn do anything except Man of Steel 2. I mean, if he writes it, yeah, but no.
Like
just do anything else.
To quote Wallace from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, run. You're too good for him.
You're too good. But I'd rather see Matthew Vaughn's Kingsman 3 than Man of Steel 2.
As much shit as I talk, I'm glad that they are actually trying to go after some real talent.
Oh yeah, Goya.
You know,
yeah,
like
real talent.
because I want these movies to be good. Apparently, what was Goya in talks for? This
Suicide Squad 2.
Oh yeah, him and who's the other one that was in talks for it? It was fucking Yomei Colette Serra, which I wouldn't mind. I like his style.
I reckon he'd do it good. I reckon he'd
like because he's a guy who can work in the studio system, but he makes good, like,
all of his movies.
He hasn't made an incredible film, but they're all solid.
But dude, even his movies that are less solid than others, like someone like Unknown or The Shallows, they've got a distinct.
I didn't like Unknown.
I still like
Shallows
it. They've got
right.
They've got a distinct style to it, and I thought Unknown was pretty solid.
Remember how
they've got a style to him, and I think
in Non-Stop,
he would do that great.
How about in Non-Stop, how he had the thing where text messages showed up on the screen, and then after that, like every movie started.
Yeah, I know. He literally started that. When I first saw that, I was like, whoa, that's so cool. And I'm just like, more fucking text messages on the screen.
Now it's just annoying when a movie does. It's like, yeah, alright.
I maintain that some of the cinematography in Non-Stop was amazing.
I love
like
Non-Stop.
When Liam Neeson was walking one way and then the camera would be on the other aisle, like just like simple stuff like that, and how the camera would go up when the plane. It was just really good. Jacob,
it has zero replay value though. I watched it again.
I disagree.
And it was not as fun. But
I disagree. I've seen it like 3 times. All right, Jacob. Man of Steel 2. Man.
Oh, no.
Spider-Man. Spin-off. Venom. Venom.
October 2018.
Venom.
Sony announces 4.
Man of Steel, Spider-Man spin-off Venom, set for October 2018. Jacob, it's rumoured, or it's highly rumoured actually, it's almost confirmed that this will not be a part of the MCU. It will be Sony's own Venom.
It's just Sony saying, don't forget about us guys, we want money too.
Yeah, we're making them, we're making them too.
Oi, Jaron, fan casting for Venom, Tobey Maguire?
Obviously, yeah. Well, Tobey Maguire wasn't Venom in Spider-Man 3 anyway. You haven't seen it, you wouldn't. He wasn't Venom. He wore the symbiote
Who played him
suit,
in
but
Spider-Man 3?
Venom was Eddie Brock.
Okay.
No, he wasn't. Venom wasn't Eddie Brock. Venom was the other guy working. So there's two Venoms. Like Agent Venom is Eddie Brock, who becomes a good guy, and then there's the one who actually works at his work. It's Spider-Man's bullies always become Venoms.
Oh, Topher Grace.
The bully at his school becomes the good one in the cartoon, and then in the movie, the bully at his bloody newspaper company becomes Spider-Man.
Topher
He makes Spike Spider.
Fuck that name.
Yeah. Topher.
My name's Christopher. I'm gonna shorten it as Topher. Fuck you.
Like he's like, well, I mean, he's doing Chris, and so he's
I want to be different.
I'm gonna do Topher.
Oh my god.
Topher
Fuck
Grace.
you, Topher.
Yeah, Jacob. Venom.
Oh no.
Matrix movie in the works. How was that one, man?
Screenwriter Zach Penn is penning a new script for a Matrix movie.
I don't get it. That's just like if you're. It's unfortunate if you have a name like that. It's like Mark Webb. He always had to do the Spider-Man movies. It's just given. It's just a birthright.
Yeah. But no, we don't know much about it. There was rumors that it's like a Morpheus movie starring Michael B. Jordan, which I don't know. It'd be good if they could take the universe to new places rather than just going off the same characters. But
even in I think Matrix 2, there's rumblings like they briefly mention how in the Matrix there's werewolves and vampires and stuff. There's lots of untouched stuff, and I think if we get a Morpheus movie. It's like when we got Neo and he was entering the Matrix, it was all new to us because we did not know what the Matrix was. Now we know what it is, so it will just be the exact same movie with Morpheus. It'll just be the exact same movie without the wow factor.
I have faith in Penn to do it right, though. I mean, he's never been like an incredible writer, but he's solid, and he wrote the first couple X-Men movies. But what has me kind of optimistic is that the guy seems to know it, like, care about the franchise and understand it, and he's spoken out against people saying it's a reboot and remake, saying no, it's not that, and he's like, no one should reboot the Matrix. If I was going to recast Keanu Reeves, I would cast Keanu Reeves. So it looks like maybe he is going to try and take it in a new direction, he actually sort of cares about it.
But but if it's a Morpheus movie, it won't be new. It has to be.
I hope it's not. It has
to be
movie.
Something else. I mean, Michael B. Jordan is the perfect choice for a young Morpheus, but it should not be a young Morpheus movie. All right, that's it for the news. Let's get into our
Can
film
we go
swap.
Home now?
Yeah, that's all right, Jake. That's all for the pod today, guys. So we have a film swap that we haven't done in a while. Jacob, should I do my two and then you do your two?
Yeah, all right. So you know how we give each other a movie every week to watch. Since we haven't done it in like 3 or 4 weeks, maybe 3. We've given each other 2 this week. Jaron, I have given him... the first one I gave you is one of my favourite coming-of-age classics. It's very, very underappreciated, and it is Pump Up the Volume, starring Christian Slater, I believe.
All right. I'm going to actually just... If I had that name, I'd just be Chin Slater. I reckon that's good.
Yeah! Chinter.
Jacob... Mark runs a pirate radio station and causes an uproar when he speaks his mind and enthralls fellow teens.
Oh, yeah, Jaron.
Yeah.
I just want to say, Topher, instead of Topher, he should have made his first name Yor.
Oh, fuck off. Yor. And then casting Game of Thrones.
Yeah, man.
To be fair, if my name was Your Grace, I would walk around asking everyone to kiss my feet. That was amazing, man. That's what I have Siri call me, Your Grace. Hey Siri, and she'll be like, yes, Your Grace, and I just feel like a fucking
I've got
boss.
her calling me Big Dick Richie.
Yeah. The more Magic Mike 1 and 2. Whose character is that? That's
Joe
Manganiello's character. All right. Anyway, Pump Up the Volume is it came out in 1990, I think. Christian Slater, Samantha Morris, Annie Ross.
Feels like an 80s movie.
It does. It really does. And it was filmed in the 80s. So, but it's so Christian Slater plays a character called Mark, and at school he's kind of a loner. He doesn't really talk. He doesn't speak up. He just kind of sits by himself. But at night he runs a pirate radio station, which was illegal back then.
Basically me.
Except your radio station is completely monitored, and you have to do advertisements, and you only get to talk about movies, and you can't swear.
And I don't have sex with women.
Christian Slater like
he does.
masturbates on pretends to masturbate on air.
I wish I could do that, man.
How do we know you're not?
He calls himself like Happy Hard on Harry or something.
Yeah. And he talks his mind on a pirate radio station, which is illegal back then. And when he speaks his mind, he just speaks the truth about his school. It's run by this lady who's an absolute bitch, and it just causes an uproar. And everyone starts to hear him, and he's speaking the truth. And they're like, fuck yeah, this guy's doing the right thing. And he starts saying things which become like catchphrases, like to stick it to the man, or something like that. And they start spray painting that all over the school. Yeah, they start spray painting that all over the school, and boycotting and meeting up and listening to the radio station. It becomes a big thing, and they have to try and hunt him down and shut down his radio station before it goes all through the school. And I don't want to say any more than that, because it
wouldn't be a coming of age movie without a romance.
Oh, of course not. There's a won't they romance with a chick who's way hotter than him? But he speaks his mind, and he's on radio. So and it's a movie. So in real life, Christian Slater would never get Samantha Morris.
It's real cheesy, but it's also like really genuinely inspiring.
Yeah, and it is cheesy, but I'd also say it's really cute. It is really heartfelt. And it's really funny. It's actually hilarious. I was not expecting how funny it would be. It just feels like a John Hughes movie, and one of the good ones too, not one of the discount ones. It feels like a real good one. And I really enjoyed Pop Volume, and I'm glad you made me watch it. Do you want to introduce the second movie?
Yeah, the other film swap I gave unto you is one of Denis Villeneuve's best movies, the only major one that you hadn't seen yet, and it's still the best movie I've watched for the first time this year. I love this one, and it is, I'm going to do the, French pronunciation, Incendies.
You sound like a poufta when you say that.
Incendies. Incendies.
I don't want
I believe
to sound
it means
like a douchebag,
fire.
so I'm going to say Incendies. No, I looked it up and it says that in French it means the woman who sings. But whatever it means.
Oh, okay. Well, I know the word
Incendies.
incendiary means kind of like fire or explosive or something.
How about you just suck me off? Incendies, two twins, a boy and a girl, who are middle-aged. Oh, not middle-aged, sorry, young adults.
It is the French word for destruction by fire.
They journey to the Middle East to discover their family history and fulfill their mother's last wishes in her will. It's a slow burn movie. The payoff is at the very end. You have to wait to get through it, which is why I really enjoyed this movie. The last half is absolutely magnetic. I was glued to the screen. The first half was kind of slow for me, and it took me a while to actually get into it and care about these characters because they were just kind of bitchy at the start, and one of them's just a dick. I kind of care about them at the end, though. As I said, it is a slow burn. It's kind of two stories. It's a story about it plays flashback. It goes past and present. One's the mother trying to escape her country in the Middle East, and the other is them going to the Middle East. You get all the juxtaposition of how it used to be and how it is now and how brutal it was for her. And, the mother was kind of reclusive growing up to the twins growing up, and we look through their eyes as they kind of discover why. And it is kind of heartbreaking and really heartfelt. And the end, it is a fantastic ending, one of the best endings I've seen to any movie all year, or even just for a while. I mean, it was really shocking and really ballsy, and it kind of blew me away, and I was like, can they even do that? Like, is that even legal?
It's like an extreme way of showing, like, often you don't know the half of what your parents' lives were like.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they just thought she was a bitch, but after this, I would just be giving her a hug at 24/7, like... Jesus, it's really heavy. So it's kind of a drama. It's a mystery. You kind of figure it out. As I said, it is a slow burn, and it is in subtitles. I mean, that doesn't bother me in the least. I don't care about reading movies. But if you're someone who doesn't like reading movies or slow, if you're just in it for heavy American accents and explosions, it's not your movie. But
there is a pretty good explosion in it, though.
Oh yeah, of course there is.
That's like Denis Villeneuve. He just puts like one good explosion in each movie.
Yeah. At the start of this movie, it didn't really feel like a Denis Villeneuve movie for me until the end. It just kind of felt like anyone. But then his style
I just think it's just the way he uses the camera.
That's what I was thinking. Oh, that's what I'm saying. But I didn't really get that until the last half. But the last half is completely him. His fingerprints were all over it, and that's what I wanted to see. I love it. This is probably in the upper echelon of Denis Villeneuve movies I've seen. I really enjoyed it. It may even be my top 30, even 20 movies I've seen this year. I really, really enjoyed Incendies. It was really, really great. I gave that and Pump Up the Volume a 4 out of 5. They were fantastic, and Incendies actually grows on me. I really want to watch it again, but I mean, that first half for me was a bit of a slog to get through anyway.
So that's the difference for me. I was like in it the whole time.
Yeah, I was glued to it the last half.
I was there.
I mean, the first half was
all the
it
had me wrapped around its finger.
The characters
and like just from the opening shot had me hooked. Where it's like the close up on the kid getting their head shaved and like the
that was amazing. I love that. Yeah.
Just that opening thing had me hooked. And I'm like, all right, I'm fucking on board.
It was kind of a pop rock song. It was really
that song. Like I think it came up a couple times in the movie.
Yeah, it did like twice, and it just worked.
Nothing gets me harder than just songs being used in movies.
Nothing.
No, you know what?
World's End.
Just like there's one thing. It's not so much about this movie, but I really love it when a movie sets a dark scene to upbeat music. It's one of my favorite things.
In Face Off, the final gunfight is set to Walking on Sunshine, I believe. I'm walking on sunshine, and they're running around shooting each other, blood flying everywhere.
Or like Kick-Ass the action scenes, like la 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 la.
When girls running around cutting heads off and stuff.
Okay, right, you cunts. Who's next?
All right. Jacob, the two I've given you, you had not seen these two, and they're a staple. Two of my favourite movies, or one of them is in my top 20 of all time, and one of them I just really, really enjoy. Jacob, the first movie I gave you is... I'm just going to introduce both at the same time. You can talk one after the other. I gave you, to leave out of suspense, I gave Jacob the Terminator 1 and Terminator 3, because I think number 2 is very skippable. That was a joke.
Yeah.
I gave you one
Genesis.
and... Yeah.
You haven't seen Genesis, have you?
I avoided that at all costs.
I would not recommend it. I have seen it.
Terminator 2 is in my top 20 movies of all time. One of my favourite action sci-fi movies. And I really enjoy number 1, so I gave you both of them, and because you hadn't seen them. Jacob, do you want to talk about them?
If I have to. I watched this little motion picture called The Terminator. It was released in 1984, directed by James Cameron, shot by... I don't remember the cinematographer's name. Starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Michael Biehn, Linda Hamilton, and a few other people. But
I believe that's exactly how you pronounce their names.
Linda Hamilton. But no, this is Arnie's movie, man. Both of them are Arnie's movies, and especially this one. He is so good in this, and he's the main thing that kept my interest watching it. He's fucking incredible in it. He's like, "Hi, I am a Terminator. I'm here to terminate you," and all
he never said that once in any of the movies, I believe.
Hello, I am here to terminate people. My name is Terminator. Yeah. Is that good?
No.
Okay.
And your jacket, your boots, and your motorcycle.
I mean, there's no point in me describing the plot because I think I'm like one of the last people to watch this film. Everybody's seen it. It's a sci-fi classic. It was a lot of fun. Linda Hamilton was great as a Sarah Connor before she learned how to do chin-ups. And
I'm like Sarah Connor, but not in the first one, the second one, where she could do chin-ups.
Exactly. I'm like the Terminator. No, you're not the Terminator.
I have an idea.
I'm the Terminator.
Just say the first one was good, say your score, and then let's move on to the one we want to talk about.
Yeah, first one was good. 4 out of 5. I quite enjoyed it. But it's pretty small movie. I didn't care that much about Sarah's character in this one. I thought Kyle Reese was a pretty interesting character.
He was cool.
But it's the term. Whenever Arnie's on screen as a Terminator, it's amazing. And then you know that thing where it's like Bill Paxton, only actor to be killed by a Terminator, alien, predator. You don't see him get killed in this. Like you don't know if he actually dies.
Yeah, but it's assumed, I guess.
Well, no. All Terminator does is throw him into a fence, and that's it. You don't see him again. He just throws him into a chain link fence.
Either way, he's still the only actor to meet all three. What if Jacob? What if he had like severe head cancer and he died while he was being thrown?
Yeah,
he died in the hands of a
Terminator and an alien, but yeah, I don't know about a predator. But yeah. So I guess we'll go ahead and mosey on over to Terminator 2 Judgment Day. It is once again Arnie's movie, but there's a lot more to this one, and it explores more of the lore. Holy shit, it won 4 Oscars.
I say it's the Raid 2 to the Raid.
Yeah, expands on the story, but still has the same shit that made the first one great.
Yeah, and it's the same scenario, and this is the movie James Cameron wanted to make, but couldn't get the budget, so he made the first one.
Yes, and Sarah Connor, we meet her again. She can do chin-ups now. Edward Furlong as John Connor before he played a neo-Nazi. He was good in this.
He would not have cared about saving the creator of Skynet.
Yeah,
he just wanted to curb stomp him.
Yeah, it was that Miles Dyson or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that scene is amazing.
At first, I did find John Connor kind of annoying, but you think about it, this came out in like the early 90s. That is what kids talked like and acted like, you know. Yeah. So he was, and
it's part of his arc anyway. He's supposed to start off annoying and like a little douchey teenager, and then he goes over and.
Hamilton was fantastic as Sarah Connor in this one. She was really, really good because she's kind of losing her mind a little bit, but she's still really determined to, save the world and all that jazz. But Arnie, as a good guy Terminator, that first scene where he first spawns or teleports or whatever it's called, when he rocks up back in the past or whatever.
I need your jacket, your boots, and your motorcycle.
He goes into that bar, I'll take your jacket, your boots, and your motorcycle. And then he just, smacks that guy up.
Doesn't the guy put out his cigar on his chest?
Oh, he's so badass, though, man. Just, you know,
Yeah.
when he goes to leave on the bike, the dude pulls a shotgun on him. He's like, I can't let you take his wheels, man. Terminator just walks up, takes the gun, and takes a pair of sunnies out of the cunt's pocket, puts them on, gets on the bike and leaves.
Bad. Jacob, you were gonna kill that guy. Of course, I'm a Terminator.
Of course, I'm a Terminator. It's so good in that. So many memorable lines when they're trying to open the door in the lab. He's like, "Let me try my code," and fucking just blows it up.
That whole warehouse scene is amazing.
Yeah, or just the scene where they're hanging out in the desert and he's trying to high five him, and when the kid gets him with the too slow, he just looks destroyed.
Yeah, he's just like.
But like Terminator works so well as a good guy. As terrifying as he is in the first one, I think he works even better as a good guy. And that ending, I'm sure you've all seen it by now, was like actually cops you in the feels quite a bit when he puts the thumbs up. Goodbye. John, I now know why you cry, but it is not something I could ever do. That's a great quote.
That was so fantastic.
And that sort of helps the kid come to terms with this, like, yeah, he has to go. He deep down, he's just a fucking robot, but the damn coolest robot I've ever met.
Oh, yeah. Jacob, now that you've seen an alien film and the Terminators, Ripley
and
or
Predator.
Sarah Connor, who would you take? Who's your favourite?
Ripley. I love Ripley. Yes. I really like Alien.
Yeah.
I've only seen the original Alien. I haven't seen the next one. If I'd seen the next one, I might even be like even more so to Ripley.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I mean, that would.
Connor's excellent in Terminator 2. I just didn't. Obviously, she has to develop into what she is, so I can't fault her in the first one for being not as badass or interesting, because she obviously has to learn.
She's just a person who. Yeah,
exactly.
She's just a person who starts getting, and like her in the second one, she starts off she starts off a mental patient in her psyche. You know, everyone's like, you're talking about robots and Judgment Day. What is wrong with you? Like, you're bloody nuts. And what about the guy who pins her down and like licks her?
Oh yeah, it's like fuck you, man. That's not cool.
It's not
okay. But no, I really quite enjoyed it as a film, as a technical action movie. It's fucking perfect. Robert Patrick was really scary as he's a scary looking dude even when he's not as the T-1000. But he was fantastic.
That's a nice bike.
The action's just brilliantly filmed across the board, and if you want a grade, I guess I'd give this a 4.5 out of 5. It is a fantastic action movie, and I could probably just skip the first one and just watch this one again.
Oh yeah, that's what I do.
Want to watch it. Yeah, and I don't know if I'm going to bother with Terminator 3.
No, you don't have to. It's a woman Terminator.
I haven't.
And at one point, when she's getting pulled over by the police, she like looks up at this sign with like a lady in like a Bonds underwear with huge tits, and she looks at her own boobs and then just grows them. She like just makes them bigger, and then the cop goes over and he's like, "Oh, hey, sweetie, wow!" And she's like,
"Jesus Christ,
it's amazing."
I guess you've sold me on it now.
Yeah. All right.
I've only seen the only other one I've seen is Genesis, which I actually didn't hate. It was fun, but it was not good. Arnie was pretty good in it though.
All right, let's move on to. He seems to be the best.
Who played the girl Terminator?
Huh?
I'm looking at it now.
I don't care.
Kristana Loken, TX. Is that it?
Yes.
Is that the term? Yeah. All right. Okay. What are we doing now, Jaron? I've lost my.
We're doing top 5. We're doing our top 5 segment, our most favourite segment, and this week we are doing In Honour of Life, coming out on Thursday, which I'll get to see, and Jacob will
not. My fucking town.
We are seeing. We are doing top 5. We're doing top 5 space movies. Movies set
One
in
day
space.
we will do Jake Gyllenhaal, maybe
least,
when Okia comes out or something.
Yeah, for top 5 movies set in space.
Yeah, so I guess, do you want me to get started, or?
Yeah, nut it out.
So we usually just go one by one. So I got a few honourable mentions here for my movie set in space list. We got WALL-E, great Pixar movie, great space movie, lots of fat fucks floating around in chairs. What's not to like? Europa Report came out a few years ago. I really loved it. It's a very, very fact-based sci-fi movie, and they're on this space expedition to try and find life on Europa, which is, I think, one of Jupiter's moons, and shit kind of goes wrong. It's very, very well acted. A reasonably unknown cast, but I think Daniel Wu was the main guy. Sholto Copley was good in it. It's a great hard sci-fi movie. And Apollo 13, obviously the true story. Big Bill Paxton and Thomas Hanks, Kevin Bacon. It's just a solid fucking film. Even you almost don't think of it as a space movie. It just feels like one of those movies that's just a great film, great storytelling. And Ron Howard, yeah, he knows what he's doing. And my last honourable mention, much to the dismay of you and many other people, is Alien. Doesn't quite get on there, but I am a big fan of that motion picture, as I said earlier. And Jaren, in space, no one can hear you meme.
You're not wrong.
And, alright, my number 5 movie set in space is one that does get a bit of flack, and most people, I like it more than most people. It gets kind of mixed raves, but I really love Sunshine. That's my number 5 space movie. It's one of my favourite movies, period. Danny Boyle, I love Danny Boyle. He's stepped into a lot of genres, the man, and I think he said he doesn't really want to do sci-fi again after this, but I'm glad we got this movie because it's everything I love in not only a space movie, but a movie. How it's so larger than life. The music is really, really explosive. Just the visuals, and I love movies that just try to make me emotional visually. And there's a lot of things I love that he did when they go into the old ship, and they're exploring like the lost ship, the previous one that crashed or failed or whatever. When they're exploring it, he subliminally flashes up photos of the dead crew members, and it's really unsettling. And I love a lot of the visual stuff he did with that movie. The performances were great. Chris Evans, his character kind of seems like a douchebag at first, but you realize really he's one of the only cunts on there who knows what he's doing. Cillian Murphy, Rose Byrne, Benedict Wong, Cliff Curtis. I really, really love Sunshine. If you haven't watched this one, I really recommend it. And Jaren, you want to go start yours?
I would love to, Jacob. Thank you for that. Sunshine is... It is. All right, I'll run off.
You fell asleep while we watched it. You fell asleep for a good 10 minutes.
For 5 minutes. It was not...
I was there, man. I was sitting next to you fucking fuming.
It was fine. I didn't... Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I can see... No, honestly, I can see the third act throwing people off badly. I liked it, but I can totally understand.
I didn't mind the third act. That wasn't what ruined the film for me, though. All right, a couple honorable mentions for me. I've got Prometheus. I really enjoy that Alien spin-off about how they came to be.
I like that.
I like it more than most people. It's not bad. I've got 2001: A Space Odyssey. Really love that film. It's kind of it's a thinker. After you sat back, you should just not talk about this, Jacob. We'll lose all our subscribers. But I really enjoy this film.
Because I didn't like it.
Yeah, and
I need to watch it again. That's what I'm.
HAL, the Hal, is one of the best movie villains. It's really cool. The last 20 minutes, even though I don't think there's any speaking for the last 26 minutes of the film, it's all visuals. I was glued to the screen.
Space baby.
Really interesting. I really enjoyed it. The musical score is absolutely phenomenal and iconic. And then I've got The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, 2 Star Wars films, my 2 favourite Star Wars films. Really great. Couldn't quite make my list, but I really love them. And finally, Moon. I really enjoy Moon. It's really fantastic. Sam Rockwell is amazing in it. Alright, my number 5 is one you've already talked about, and that is Ron Howard's Apollo 13. Houston, we have a problem. So it's a true story about the Apollo 13 lunar mission in 1971, I think, 2 years after we landed on the moon. And it's the technical troubles that basically ruined the ship, and all the astronauts in it, including Kevin Bacon, Gary Sinise, and Tom Hanks were in there. And I think Kevin Bacon, Bill Paxton, Tom Hanks were on the ship, and Gary Sinise was the one on Earth. Either way, Ed Harris is really great.
Gary
at playing a person
Sinise,
that
as the kids call him.
Yeah.
Isn't he Lieutenant Dan?
Don't sleep on the cyanide. Yes, he is. Lieutenant Dan.
Ice cream!
Ed Harris is just great as a person who sits behind a control panel and looks at
Yes.
things. He's done that in like
He
7
plays
movies.
Houston.
He's amazing. It's just, like you said, really great storytelling, really amazing. The visuals were fantastic. This was like the best visuals of space we had ever had up to this point in this film. Ron Howard got nominated for directing. He may have even won, I'm not sure. I absolutely... love this movie. I was glued to the screen from start to finish. It's really, I was on the edge of my seat. It's really tension-filled. It's an absolute tragedy. All the astronauts coming together to work was really inspiring as well. And Apollo 13 is great, Jacob.
Alright, let me just get this yawn out of the way. Okay, my number 4,
Oh, boring you, mate.
Jaren,
Sorry.
is... What?
Nothing. Keep going.
Oh, right on. My number 4 is The Martian. We are going to have to science the shit out of this one, I believe, was a quote from the motion picture. But Matt Damon, astronaut Mark Watney, I'm sure you've all seen it. He gets stuck on Mars after an accident, and it's about him trying to, get communications back with Earth. And then this cunt has to figure out how to grow enough potatoes to survive long enough, for until a rescue mission can reach him. And what I love about this is, while it is kind of dark, it's about a guy lost on Mars who's probably going to die. I feel like this is an optimistic space movie, and
Best comedy, Jacob.
No, it's about people. It's about people, a bunch of smart people coming together to try and solve a problem. It's a sci-fi space movie with no villain. It's just about all these incredibly smart people trying to work together. That's why I love the scene when David Bowie's Starman plays and they're like collaborating with the Chinese, and it's a montage of them figuring out what to do. I love that scene because it's like, yes, let's fucking work together and save this guy. And it is funny. Probably shouldn't have been nominated as a comedy, but it does have
won.
a lot of really great
Best comedy of 2015.
Yeah. When
I
Ridley
love that.
Scott
I
gets
love
up to
that
accept the
hilarious.
speech, he's like, not sure about comedy, but
I love that hilarious comedy scene where Matt Damon thinks about killing himself because he doesn't think he'll ever see his family or friends again. That was hilarious.
that was fucking funny, eh? But no, I love The Martian. I'm going to let you go ahead with your number 4.
Thank you, Jacob, for that. And my number 4 is... I said it before, bitch. We're the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Nice.
James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy, I believe the 11th entry, maybe 10th entry into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
One of those. 2014, by far the best year for the MCU.
Yeah, I agree. Guardians of the Galaxy and Winter Soldier, amazing. This movie is just so damn good. It's Star Wars, but for me, it's better than all the Star Wars movies. I absolutely love it. All the characters, you meet 5 characters in one film, and there's no build-up, there's no previous films. You meet them in one film, and you love them all.
They did a great job.
All their they just work so good as a team. There's so much energy between them all. They're so damn good. I mean, you love Groot, you love Rocket, you love Star-Lord, you love Drax, you tolerate Gamora.
She was good.
She's fun, yeah. It's just so damn fun. It's so funny. It doesn't have as much rewatch for me as I would like, but I still really enjoy the hell out of it. I'm so excited for the second one. It comes in about a month and like 4 days for us. It's like 6 weeks for America. They have to wait longer. #LOL. But no, Guardians of the Galaxy I absolutely love. It's an absolute space romp. It's so fun. You can just sit back with a bucket of popcorn and enjoy the hell out of it. Jacob?
Alright, my number 3... My number 3, my number 3 is actually my favourite Star Wars movie. It's Guardians of the Galaxy. And you just talked about it, so I don't have a whole lot to add, but it's my favourite Marvel movie, one of my favourite superhero movies. In fact, it probably was my favourite until Logan came along. But no, I love this motion picture, and I don't know what you're talking about rewatch value. I watched this. I haven't watched it in like a year at this point, but I've watched it quite a few times. I saw it 4 times in the theater. It's just so much goddamn fun. The soundtrack is amazing, and other movies are starting to copy what they did with the soundtrack. Suicide Squad. Oh, sorry, man. Sorry.
That's right.
I've had a bit of a throaty cough today, so I just I didn't want to bother you with it too much, but I just let it out there.
Simon Pegg's Run, Fat Boy, Run.
Pretty sure that came out like a long time before this. But yeah,
I just looked at my
Guardians of the
movies and
Galaxy was
picked
just
one.
ripping off Run, Fat Boy. Wait, so
A Few
it
Good
didn't
Men.
even have that sort of soundtrack. You're just looking at any movie in your collection. All right, I can do that. Oh, now you see me. Oh God, sorry.
No, yeah, man.
Okay,
Coach Carter.
okay, all right. So that's Guardians. That's my number 3 movie set in space.
Just want to defend myself because I feel like I'm being attacked now and judged by everyone listening. I've seen Guardians of the Galaxy maybe like 8 or 9 times. I love it, but by the 10th time, it just got a little boring for me. That's what I meant by replay value.
I think most movies do once you get to the 10th time.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. My number 3, I don't have much to add either because my number 3 is Ridley Scott's The Martian. I really love him. It 3 and 4 are flipped. It continued the trend of putting text in front of Matt Damon's face for a poster. It's really great.
Yes.
As you said, it's a really it's about a guy stuck on a whole planet. I am this world's greatest botanist. But as you said, it is really, it kind of looks it up in an uplifting way of, how what a man would do to survive. Kristen Wiig's really good in it. So is Jeff Daniels, Michael Pena, Sean Bean, Kate Mara, Sebastian
Kristen
Stan.
Wiig barely had any lines.
No, she was in it. She was in it pretty much whenever Jeff Daniels was.
She had that one exchange with Chiwetel Ejiofor.
I disagree.
When trying to figure it out.
Donald Glover was really. Everyone was really great. It's a huge cast.
They had so many people in this that it's hard to give everyone the spot.
Yeah,
like you look at how many characters there are, and Matt Damon is still really at the forefront. And it's impressive that they gave us so much of his character while still giving us all these other characters. I mean, most of them weren't hugely defined, but they were still good and likable.
I agree. Jacob, you're number 2.
My numero 2, if you will, is a movie that may not be as perfect as these other ones. It's a movie that does have some flaws, but it is a movie that I love every time I watch it. I saw it 4 times in the theatre. It's after The Martian, it's another space movie that stars Jessica Chastain, and it is Interstellar.
All right, just wait a second.
Nolan's space film. Is that your number 2 as well?
Let's both talk about this. It's my number 2 as well.
Oh, big. So we've got more crossover than usual with our top 5 on this one.
Yeah.
Our number 1s are going to be wildly different. But
oh, yeah, completely. I think, yeah. As you said, Interstellar stars Jessica Chastain. It chronicles the adventure of
it stars
Murph! Matthew McConaughey and Hathaway. Basically they're 2 and some other people on their ship, but they have to use interstellar travel, which is using a black hole or a wormhole to go to the other side of the galaxy instead of traveling the whole way, which would take hundreds of years. And they're going all they're doing is going to different planets to see if it's suitable for humans to live on, because the Earth is being destroyed by dust. It's more exciting than it sounds. Casey Affleck really good in this in a small role.
His character was the biggest dumb cunt in this movie.
But I still really enjoyed him.
He punches the guy out for trying to help his family escape.
I don't want to spoil it, but I will spoil it, so just tune out, go to our number 1 if you don't want to hear this. But this was the alternate ending to The Martian, where Matthew McConaughey comes to save Matt Damon instead of him using Iron Man to fly to the ship, because they go to a planet and they wake up and Matt Damon's there, and he kind of leaves them there. He's a dick.
He's a bad guy. But Jaron,
yeah,
man is the true evil. How's that for fucking commentary?
Hey, it's about as in your face as Logan. So you know what? Fuck you.
Yeah.
Really?
No, I can give. This is one of the few movies that I give it a lot of shit.
Oh,
and
same.
It has
so
some
much
problems.
Shit, but I love
it has its fair share of problems, but I love it so fucking much.
You know what's its worst problem?
Love is the only thing that can transcend time and space.
Oh, that's up there, but Christopher Grace is in this. Fuck that guy.
Fuck
his name. Fuck his stupid
guy.
name, Topher Grace. I just love this movie. I think it has so much heart. It's really smart. The visuals are amazing.
Into that good night.
All right, you're number 1.
Oh yeah, but no, I love Interstellar. It's real, big, bombastic. The sound editing's amazing. Has one of my favorite scores of all time, it gets me emotional. Gets me in the
I say the sound editing in a couple scenes actually pretty off, to be honest.
It's
in
too
one scene
loud,
where Michael Caine's sitting there and he's talking, the sound editing, the background noise is so loud. I could, in the cinema the first time I saw it, I could not hear what he was saying. He was talking talking like this to Murph, and it's like this in the background.
I had no trouble understanding him, but it was pretty loud.
All right.
All right. Should I go ahead with my number one?
Good do it.
You probably know this already, and I'm pretty sure this was number one. My number one on our last top 5 of dual performances. It's Moon. It's my favorite movie set in space. I've talked to fucking death about this movie, but it's Duncan Jones' debut, and Sam Rockwell. It stars Sam Rockwell and Kevin Spacey. And he's a guy, and there's a clone of him. I won't go any further than that if you haven't seen it. It's very good. It is emotion. Just go watch our last podcast if you want to hear me talk about Moon. It's one of my favorite sci-fi movies. It's definitely my favorite movie set in space, on the moon in this case. And we're getting another movie set in the same universe.
Moon is set on the moon?
Fuck. Yep.
Alright.
Yep. Fun fact, in some other movie, Sam Rockwell played a character whose last name was Moon.
Ooh, I
Can't remember what movie it was, because it was not good, but yeah. It was called A Single Shot or some shit.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah, right. So that's Moon's my favourite space movie. Jaron, I'm pretty sure yours is going to be Alien.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just made myself sad because I was going to be like, this was also number one on a list, but then I remembered that list it was number one on was our John Roker podcast, which failed horrendously. So that made me sad. But so Alien, I've talked to death about this as well. I absolutely love it. It's iconic, and it's in my top 20 of all time. Alien is absolutely amazing. It's mesmerizing. Cinematography is gorgeous. Ridley Scott's masterpiece. It's way better than Aliens, which just destroys the lore of the xenomorph, in my opinion.
Not a fan of it.
In space. No, I am a fan of it, but it does. If you watch it, I can't spoil it, but if you watch it, well, it's not a spoiler. So in this one, there's one alien, the xenomorph, and
it's hard to kill.
Bullets, it's so hard to kill. Bullets can't penetrate it. In the end, spoiler alert, they don't even kill the alien. She just sets it out into space, and it. She can't even kill it. They don't kill it. It's unkillable. In the second one, they just mow it. They mow like 50 of them down at once with machine guns. It just pisses me off, really. When I watched it, I was like, wait, what? And they're the same xenomorph. It's not an altercation. It's the same type of alien. Yeah. It's not like a different one with less harmful skin, But no, I just, I love how this is a horror movie, and this is one of the best villains, because this thing, you barely even see it, but all you remember is the xenomorph. It's terrifying.
How good is the fucking puppetry on that thing? Just the entire design of it.
It's the best puppetry of all time. It's the best puppetry. It's not visual effect. It is puppetry. It is they really created this thing.
It's a visual effect. It's a real visual effect.
Oh, no. I meant, no, sorry. It's not a special effect. It's not a CGI. Yeah. It's real puppetry. It is fantastic. Mesmerizing look at it. All this crew is amazing. I still maintain to this day, a
practical effect looks better than CGI if you have the budget to do it right.
I agree. I mean, as in the latest trailer, Xenomorph in broad daylight just doesn't look right. Veronica Cartwright, Tom Skerritt, Sigourney Weaver has a classic character. Invented in this movie. I love it. The chest buster scene. None of the cast members knew what was going to happen, so when it happened, it freaked them all out, and they were real. Gus. It's just go watch it. It's just so claustrophobic. It's just people running away from an alien on a ship, and the alien's terrifying. Even when you make it bleed, the cunt bleeds acid. You can't kill it. It's amazing. Alien. All right, so that's
our. I forgot to add as an honorable mention Gravity. I really love Gravity. Some of the best visual effects ever. All right, now we're gonna. It's a segment. We got a segment that we started a few weeks ago, over a month ago now. Valentine's Day.
We got some positive feedback on it.
Bit of friendly competition, friendly banter, and it's guess the quote. So we pick a theme and we pick 5 quotes to give each other and see if we can guess them. So you get a point for the quote and a point for the character's name who said it. This last week it didn't go well. I think maybe we got like 3 and 2 or something like that. So it could go horribly wrong. We've picked random sci-fi quotes to. Yeah, we're
going the sci-fi category, more broad than just space.
Yeah, we've allowed each other. We've both got one from a movie the other hasn't seen, but the rest it's from a movie they've seen. But anyway, I guess do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
See if you're watching at home. Tell us how many you got right. Okay.
Comment below because you'll probably all beat us, and it'll be embarrassing. But anyway,
So yeah, this is all sci-fi movies, not just space.
and we
So
get
the
an
first
extra
one I've
point.
got-
You
and
get
we're not-
1 point for getting the film, and 1 point for the character if you can get the character.
Yeah,
too.
and I'm not going to do the voices or anything. I'm just going to read them. Jaron, here's the first one. Isn't it strange to create something that hates you?
Create something that hates you. It has to. Fuck.
So you've got a little context there.
Yeah, I do. It's kind of expository. Create something. Create. It's obviously something that has been created, since that is the adjective. And I do not have it. I'll say Blade Runner.
Just wild guess. The answer is Ex Machina.
Oh,
Makes sense.
Fuck. Yeah, I wouldn't have.
Creating
wouldn't have got
AIs, spoken
I
by
thought that
Ava,
movie's
the
overrated.
AI. What?
Yep.
I love that movie. Go
Yeah,
fuck yourself.
It's good. It's
Um,
good.
All right.
It's good. It's just
Alright,
overrated. Bloody hell.
All right. Your first quote.
Jacob, you did it.
No.
You crazy son of a bitch, you did it.
Yep. I don't know. Is that the one that I should know easily? You crazy son of a bitch, you did it. I have no idea. Let's say Planet of the Apes.
It is Jurassic Park.
Okay, there you go. I haven't seen
Dr.
it.
Grant.
I'm
you
sorry.
did
I
it.
haven't seen.
You
I
crazy
have not
son
seen
of-
Jurassic Park.
It's that classic scene where it has, they do move in herds. You did it, you crazy son of a bitch. And it's like, damn.
I haven't seen it, so I'm not familiar.
You should see
Rip.
it. You should.
So this is how
Shit,
well
you should get on
this
that.
part of the show goes.
yeah, we're not great.
Yeah, if I don't know it in like the first 10 seconds or 20 seconds, I think I'm just
Yeah.
going to guess. No one wants dead air. Okay, next one. Battle is the great redeemer. It is the fiery crucible in which true heroes are forged. The one place where all men truly share the same rank, regardless of what kind of parasitic scum they were going in.
R.I.P. Bill Paxton. That is Edge of Tomorrow.
The man. Character name?
Oh, fuck.
5,
Colonel Heyman.
3.
Hayward.
Sergeant Farrell.
Ah, fuck yeah, Sergeant Farrell, the first platoon.
Cracking my ass.
I think Heyman was Bill.
Big Dick Ritchie.
The fat one from Harry Potter.
Brendan Gleeson.
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Jacob.
Okay. You're all right. So we got 1. Jaren's 1-0 now.
All right, Jacob. This isn't the way. You know what they're capable of. Yeah. This isn't the
Why
way.
are you doing the
know
voices, man?
This isn't the way. You know what
That
they're
could help
capable
me.
of. Please come home. If you come home, I'll protect you.
This isn't the way. You know what they're capable of. Please come home. If you come home, I'll protect you. I don't know. E.T.
Jacob.
I don't know.
If you come home, I'll protect you. Caesar is home.
Ah, fuck. Yeah, you're right. Dawn. Is that Dawn or Rise? Dawn. Yeah?
It's
Or
Rise,
Rise.
man. It's when James
okay,
Franco
yeah.
leaves him,
Right
and he's
on,
like,
right
he's
on,
like,
right
and he's like, Caesar, come home, I'll protect you. It actually starts off with
Okay.
Caesar, this isn't the way, but I cut that bit out because it would be too easy.
Yeah.
Caesar, this isn't the way, you know.
All right.
Caesar
All
is
right,
home.
This could be an easy one for you. All right. Okay. All those moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain. Time to die.
This must be the one I haven't seen, because I do
Maybe.
not know it. All those moments are lost in
It's pretty
Say it
iconic
again?
one, but
lost in time.
all those moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain. Time to die.
No, I do. I recognize it. I just don't. Bill and Ted's
Rip.
Bogus Journey.
Yeah, it's Blade Runner.
That's what I guessed
Rutger
earlier.
Hauer's character. Roy
I didn't
Batty.
know if I was actually
I
thinking
am the
that, but
Blade Runner.
I didn't know if it was. I haven't seen it. I didn't know if it was.
It's the part. It's the
time.
part where he runs on top of a blade, and then he's like,
Oh,
Yeah.
should have got that then. Might be.
"Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
Jacob.
yeah. This is not going well."
Jacob.
I
don't wanna talk ab- Well, it's for the audience too, not just us. Your third one is, I don't want to talk about time travel, because if we start talking about time travel, we're going to be here all day talking about it. You know, making diagrams with straws and shit.
Oh, God, I know this, but I don't know it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you repeat it?
I don't want to talk about time travel, because if we start talking about it, then we're going to be here all day talking about it. You know, making diagrams with straws and shit.
God. Fuck. I should know this, and when you tell me what it is, I'll be like,
Yes, you will.
Mm-hmm. Nah, I don't know. Just name a random time travel movie, Jacob. I don't know. Looper. I don't know.
You are correct. Do you know the character?
Okay, I'm gonna go with... Fuck, what's JGL's character's name? I don't remember his name. What is his name?
Alright, well, first of all, JGL's character's name is Joe, but it's not Joe anyway.
Oh, okay.
It is actually Jeff Daniels' character, Abe.
Yeah.
Abe, who
Alright,
says it. Yeah, it's when they're sitting there
Alright.
and they're like, well, if you do that, how can you... He's like, I don't want to talk about time travel. That was good.
Yeah.
Good pull.
It sounds, I don't know, just like, you know, because there are some sarcastic cunts in that movie. So.
Yeah, like,
Alright.
like Jeff Daniels.
Your fourth quote is going to be, I hope life on Earth is everything you remember it to be. I hope life on... Yeah, alright, it is... I've got to think of the character's name. It's Moon. What's the movie? Yep.
And it is... I don't want to say
Big Dick
Sam.
Ritchie.
I want to say it is Kevin Spacey's character... Gertie. Is it Gertie? Gertie?
Yes.
Oh,
can have that.
He loves it. Gertie.
Big Gertie.
That's
But
2
no, I
points
can
for
only
the
give you the
J-Meister.
point if you can tell me what Gertie is an acronym of.
Oh, I don't even know how to spell it. I don't know if it's G-T-Y or I-E or
joking.
fuck. Is it even an acronym?
Yeah, it's an acronym for something.
Oh, I didn't
It's
even know.
G-E-R-T-Y. I don't know what the acronym's for. But,
I thought it was Gertie with a D, but I'll take it
Yeah.
anyway.
What's my
Alright.
next one?
The simple fact is, I'm different than you. It doesn't make me love you any less. In fact, it makes me love you more.
The simple fact is I'm different from you, doesn't it? So it's a love one. It's probably not Interstellar.
Is it not?
It is. I'm different from you. Someone falls in love with an alien, bit of alien bestiality going. Let's just say E.T. again. That's just my default guess for when I don't know the answer.
It's her.
Nice one, nice one. Yeah, I guess it counts as sci-fi. It's set in the future.
Yes,
Right on.
it does. And
that's Big Dick Ritchie, Big Theodore Twombly.
Ooh, it's Samantha who says it.
Yeah, I don't think you should get the point for the character if you don't know the quote anyway.
Yeah,
But,
no, once you get told the movie. No, it's
but
Samantha.
I know his
It's,
name. I know both their names. But
Oh, yeah,
what a great
Theodore
name
and
though,
Samantha.
Theodore Twombly.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing. Man.
Fucking legend. All right, okay. All right, my last one. Unless I can force a tie with the next question.
Yeah.
100 years from now, there won't be one sad fuck to look at any of this. What keeps you going?
Can you say it again?
100 years from now, there won't be one sad fuck to look at any of this. What keeps you going?
Fuck, that's very broad. That could be anything.
Something with the world ending, maybe?
Yeah. Won't be... Yeah, oh yeah. Just... It's between two...
I'll allow you enough time to Google the quote.
Thanks, man.
Enjoy.
I'm gonna say Sunshine. It's either that or Children. I'm gonna say Sunshine.
It is the film that inspired our podcast name.
Fuck!
Children of Men.
I should have just guessed
Spoken
that.
by Theodore, Clive Owen's character.
You didn't put children. Yeah. Shit. Yeah. I was like, he didn't have children of film. He didn't have children of men on his list. He wouldn't have picked a quote. And then I'm like, wait, that wasn't space.
It's not
After
a
you
space
said it,
film.
after you said it, I'm like, shit, it wasn't space. I should have just guessed it. All right, so you could get a tie with that.
All right.
And
Yeah. So
I have a feeling you will.
I have to get both right on this quote.
I have a feeling you will. This is the one that you should know that you haven't seen. Jacob.
Oh no, I won't know the character name then if I haven't seen it.
Jacob, don't underestimate yourself, mate. All right. Get away from her, you bitch.
Why would you give me such an easy quote? The film is Aliens and the character is Ellen Ripley.
No, Jacob, Ellen Ripley doesn't say it.
Are you sure? I thought she does.
No, I'm just fucking with you. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
I haven't seen that, but why would you give me such an easy one? The Blade Runner quote I gave you even wasn't that easy.
Because, Jacob, I want to keep this competition friendly. I don't want to just give you the hardest.
Was that already... Did you have that pre-prepared, or did you just give it to me in the spare of the moment to force?
No, I had it pre-prepared. It was my fifth one.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. Okay, so we've each prepared an extra one in case of ties. We probably won't even get it. So I'll give you my next one, and it was, for 7 years I spoke with God. He told me to take us all to heaven.
That one is Sunshine.
Yes.
Fuck. It's the guy. I remember that because it's the guy who was just sat there in that room, fucking looking at the sun for some reason, and I have no idea of the name. I would not know.
That guy's name would be Searle, but it wasn't him who said it. It was the bad guy, Pinbacker.
Oh,
Mark Strong's character.
Yeah. I just remember it being in that room. All right.
Big Dick Ritchie staring at the sun all day. All right,
Yeah.
Jaren, for your final quote.
Pinbacker. What a fucking excellent
And if
name.
I get one right here, we're kind of fucked.
Yeah. All right, Jacob. Ugh, never send a human to do a machine's job.
Oh, shit, I know this too. Never send a human to do a machine's job. Shit. I'm guessing some sarcastic robot said this. I don't know. I don't know. Never send a human to do a machine's job. Yep, that is a
was the
good
quote.
question, Jaren. That was, in fact, the quote. I have no idea. Nah, I'm gonna guess Garfield 2: A Tale of Two Kitties.
It is The Matrix.
Yeah. Shit.
And it was Agent
it's not
Smith.
Garfield 2.
Are they the same movie? No.
I watched The Matrix like a month ago.
Yeah, I know. That's why I thought you would get it. I'm like, shit, this is going to be another tie.
Shit.
All right, your boy has come out victorious.
Jaren takes the victory 4-3 in a fucking high-scoring matchup.
So we've each won one. Quotes are harder than
Yes.
bloody sound, mate.
Yeah.
All right. Tell us how much you got, because that was embarrassing
The show ended
for us.
on an anticlimactic note. I'm tired.
Hey,
now.
4 out
My
of
brain
6.
hurts.
4 out of 6 is not
Well,
anything
really
to...
though, a couple of
It was
those
4
were
out of
characters.
12.
So
It was actually 4 out of 12.
yeah.
If you count character. All right.
Not bad.
yeah,
Only got
so
2 right.
Tell
each,
us what
I
you
think.
thought about the game, the top 5. What are your top 5 space movies? How much questions did you get right? What movie news did you like? What film swap did you do? What's your diary? No, it's just the first
Yeah.
2. We
Do you have suicidal thoughts?
I know I do.
I'm here to lend you a shoulder to cry on.
Yeah. Yeah, that was weird. I was going to say that was weird about Pump Up the Volume. He feels responsible for some girl's suicide and then he just like moves on. He's like...
It's actually a guy's suicide.
Yeah, and he feels responsible and then the next scene it's just like
Dickhead.
never brought up again. He just doesn't care. Anyway, that is the podcast. We are Children of Film. Thanks for
Yes.
having us today. Jacob, you've been a lovely co-host for this episode.
No vulgar Eminem lyrics this time.
Apologies
Sorry.
for that. It's a pretty damn good song, but anyway, apologies for that. Just in general,
Still maintain that Emma Stone is very attractive.
Yes, yeah. Let's not go anywhere from that. Let's maintain that she is like a sister to me, who I also find attractive. That's all. Why do you have to bring this up again, man?
La La Land is a great film. Comes out on Blu-ray early May here, I believe. Very excited
because
to
it got
watch that
pushed
one
back
again.
another 2 weeks, and I thought we were getting an awesome slipcover. Turns out it's just a regular
cover
Blu-ray
art's
with
kinda shit.
with an even worse cover. So I'll just have to buy the regular one. Anyway, Yep, we are Children of Film. I love film. Jacob loves children. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast today all the way through. This one was a bit of a slog. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go on record and say it's not.
It's what?
It's not a slog. I'm gonna say that on record.
An hour 20 seems to be the length we keep hitting.
We are the best movie podcast on the internet, so I'm pretty sure someone somewhere has at least thought of that. You know what? I said it, so I'm going to maintain it's a quote.
We're not even my favourite movie podcast.
No, neither. But you know what? I'm gonna fuck you. We're Children of Film. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Goodbye, friends. Have a lovely day. Don't do drugs. Stay in school.
You don't know how to end a podcast, do you, mate?
Peace.
Neither. To be fair, nor do I.